and I believe it's, well, it says 6 degrees here in Toronto, and I'm just on my way, to work right now. But today I have a really compelling story to tell you guys. Um, so my boss has not paid me for 1 full year, and as unbelievable as that sounds, it's true. And I'll tell you what happened. I know you guys have a lot of questions on this. Um, and I'll just try to answer you. So hopefully you guys could tune in and pay attention. So I work for this. You can say it's a biotech company. They have different sectors. Medical. Well, now they have a medical device, natural health products, and but they're mostly into like neurological disorders. And I've been there for about, well, now it's the fourth year that I've been there. And so basically my boss said we had some funding issues and all that. And we're a startup company, so I get it. And so my boss basically said that she usually promises us that we're going to be getting paid at a certain time, because sometimes we miss a paycheck here and there. And to miss one, maybe two paychecks is fine. Well, not really fine, but hey, it happens, right? With startup companies. And so there's a point when I didn't get paid for about 3 months. And so it was very tough. I mean, I got kids to feed, I got a family. I mean, I got bills like everybody else, here in Canada or wherever. And so, I kind of, we scraped through and all that. Now, this, leading up to when I didn't get paid for a year, the same issue. My boss says, yeah, yeah, we have some funding issues, and but she says, don't worry, you guys want to get paid in, sometimes he says like in 2 weeks. You give us a date, then that time passed. There's an excuse that there's some delay, and so yeah, and this went on and on and on, and for actually, believe it or not, for an entire year. And you may say, well, how, why would you stay at a company that doesn't pay you for a year? And it's a good point. Um, some of my colleagues, they actually left the company, because obviously you don't want to work for free, right? And so for myself, yeah, I wanted to leave. Okay, I attempted to leave, and looking for a job and all that. I mean, I'm not just gonna quit like that without finding a job, because I know there's a possibility that we're going to get paid eventually. Well, that's what I thought. And but it was, during that time it was very tough. And so we did, I did everything that I can. And eventually my boss put, temporarily laid off some of us. And so I did the EI stuff, try to keep my family afloat. And so it was very tough. But for 1 full year I didn't get paid. And what really upset me about this is not the fact that, sure, I understand there may have been some funding issues, but my boss deceived us, all of us. She said, yeah, don't worry, in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks, you guys are going to get some money. And I was like, so this went on, like I said, it went on and on. And it seemed, you know, it's a psychological issue also. It's basically, we're still doing our work, and you're living off promises, and it sounds like something is binding you to, I just have like that false hope that, yeah, I'm going to get paid. And but I guess during that time, Getting the EI was okay, kind of. I mean, it's like half of my paycheck is not really paying the bills, but hey, I'm not starving. Um, and it was really tough, really tough. And now this happened in I think from September 2024 to 2025, and so after that, we did get some monies, but not for that period that we missed. So, guys, if you guys are just joining, thank you so much. Good morning. I'm just talking about not being paid by my boss for 1 full year. A very almost unbelievable story, but hey, it did happen. I would not come in here and lie to you guys. Um, but it was a really horrible experience. And so I did try to leave, look for a job. I couldn't find one. As you guys know, Canada, there's no jobs right now. If there's a job opening, there's like hundreds, if not thousands, of people applying for that job. So I basically had to battle along. My EI eventually ran out, and so my wife kind of helped us out a bit. She yeah, held the fort. But long story short, here we are now, 2026, and the same thing is happening. Well, similar thing. Um, I want to say it's maybe a little bit better because we get paid now and then, and you know, I got to shake my head because right now I'm driving into work, almost a 2-hour drive, and yeah, not really getting a paycheck, or not sure when I'm going to get one. Let me see. Oh, hi, how you guys doing? Driving to work, talking about not getting paid for a year. Yeah, so you know, this company, I try to, I don't know if I should say help out. And again, the situation is did we run out of funding, and I didn't get paid for a whole year. And so, you know, I know a lot of you are saying, well, how on earth did you survive? So as I mentioned before, if you're just joining, I was temporarily laid off and I got EI, unemployment insurance or employment insurance. And plus, my wife is working. But as in Canada, you need at least two people working to survive. Or if you're single, you need at least two jobs, if not three. Yeah. So you know this is a really tough thing to go through. You know, I know this is not a common situation, but I know, or I believe other people go through similar experiences where their bosses, don't pay them, right? Or they miss some of their paychecks. But put in the comment, have you guys ever been through a situation where you have worked and not getting paid for it? Like and how long did that go on for? Was it maybe only one paycheck? Maybe you didn't get paid for a month. Um, but I tell you right now, folks, I'm not happy about it, and so I'm still owed that money. I'm still owed at least a year's salary. Um, but again, I've not been able to find a way out in terms of finding a new job. And I have lots of experience, more than 15 years experience, and I'm highly educated. I have lots of education, university degree. I have postgraduate college degree. Uh, yeah, I also have a like I said, university I've postgraduated college. And now I'm also taking on another course in college. So I'm going to have two diplomas, one university degree, and still can find a decent paying job. Guys, if this is interesting to you, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and share it to someone. And spread the word, guys. I don't think anyone should have to, go through this, like, work for free, especially, I have a family to take care of. And you know what? Sure, I could quit. Um, but there's a few factors that's preventing me from doing that. One of them is if I do quit, I believe I may not get that money. Like my boss may think to herself, well, he's gone now. I don't need to pay him. That's kind of my feeling, my thinking. One of the reasons why I'm still there. And the other reason is that, you know, while you're working, it's a little bit easier to find a job. Well, technically, or that's the philosophy about job seeking. People who are unemployed, it's more difficult for them to find a job. Apparently, maybe the thinking is that, well, if they're not working, they're unemployed. There's a reason why nobody's hiring them, right? But for me, so far, it hasn't really worked yet. It's, I've been looking for more than a year now. Had a few interviews and nothing yet. So my hope is, again, and the next thing is, we do get paid now intermittently. It's just kind of weird, just to work and not being getting paid. And so it's a tough situation, guys. So thank you guys for joining. If you are just joining the live, I'm talking about working for a year for a pharma company and not getting paid for one full year. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's a little bit crazy. That truck almost came over in front of one car. But don't worry, guys. My eyes are on the road. I'm paying attention. Yeah, and like I was saying, yeah, I work for a farm company. It's a startup company. So, in one, I do kind of understand the overall situation that, look, they're a startup. Yeah, we're crowdfunded, and, they didn't get funding. But the main thing is deception. And all of this stuff is deception. We were fed lies every single time. Oh, in 2 weeks, we're gonna get that money. In 3 weeks, we're even given dates, and that went on, went on. It was unbelievable. So, guys, I just thought I'd just share that story. It still weighs very heavy on me, and so I just thought I'd share it with you guys, and hopefully you guys can share it with just share this video. This place is it's about the thing is about hour and a half to 2 hours from my drive from my house. So I still have to find gas money to drive there, and and still not getting compensated. So the good thing is I'm still getting experience. I guess I know it sounds very stupid or very silly, but I'm trying to be strategic, trying to be smart about it, and while still looking for a way out. Maybe starting my own business, because I think I'm a smart guy. I'm smarter than the average bear. Um, but you know what? I have a family to take care of, and I can't let them down. Yeah, there's no way I could let my family down. I can't let my kids down. Um, but the Lord will provide. So pray for me, guys. So who's on the line, folks? I'm just on the highway. driving to my non-paying job. Yeah, and it's what says -1 degree. That's more like it. Earlier when I came in the car, it says 6 degrees, but it's no, it's -1. I think next week we're gonna get some snow, or I see like snow flowers and stuff. So guys, how about you guys? Are you guys on the job market? Have you guys ever experienced anything like what I've spoken about? Not getting paid for 1 year. Sorry folks, I have to laugh. That relieves my pain. Yeah, but the job market is really bad now, uh, everywhere. I mean, I live in Canada, so I can only talk about Canada, right? But from what I've seen on social media, even in the U.S., North America in general, the job market's very bad. AKA, there is no jobs. Nobody's getting hired. Um, I mean, back in the day, I always say this. Maybe in the '90s, you could walk into a job like, and if you want to, maybe a part time, could be a full time too. You walk into a store and says, "Hey, may I talk to the manager? Hey, manager, are you guys hiring?" And you say, "Sure, why not?" Or no, whatever. But if they are, you don't need a long resume. You go in the back and you yap for a bit, talk about experience, personality, whatever. And hey, you can start on Monday, start next week, whatever. I mean, again, there used to be like job articles or newspapers, whatever, with the phone numbers. And don't call me old, guys. I may be old fashioned, but I'm not old. So yeah, in the newspaper, there's a phone number. You call, yeah, blah blah blah. I am whatever, Edward, whatever, and I'm looking for a job. And yeah, you go in and maybe one, maybe two interviews. But usually get hired on the spot. Yeah, usually get hired on the spot. Oh boy, I think I may have to cut this off, guys. I may have to cut this off because I believe there may be a cop. I'm not doing really anything illegal, anyways. My eyes are on the road. Everybody's driving very slow now. Yeah, but like I was saying, jobs were way easier to get back then. I know times change, things change, situations change, economies change, but it's a little bit over the top. You know, if there's a job opening now, there are hundreds of people applying for it, and no matter how much experience you have or education, if you're not lucky, or if you don't have like contacts in the company, you're not going to get hired. That's what I find. You have to get a job these days. You need to have a contact in that company. Yeah, if somebody doesn't know you, yeah, it's gonna be tough, guys. But you know what? There's hope. You got to keep hope alive. You got to think positive and just keep going. Okay, sorry guys. I think that cop car is on a mission. Let me put this back. Yeah, folks, got to keep hope alive. Got to think positive. Be strategic. There's lots of ways you can make money these days. Um, I mean, usually established companies have a little bit more advantage because of their experience and you know, I don't want to say stability, but I don't know, for lack of a better word, yeah, maybe opening your own business could be risky, and there's some other disadvantages there. But At the same time, you can succeed if you're really smart and you plan ahead. Yeah. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna end this live now. Um, but if you are just joining us, I was talking about not getting paid for a year. Working for this pharma company, and the reason was lack of funding. But the main premise of this discussion or the issue is that I was deceived in staying for a year, and you know under the promise of getting paid every month or every 2 weeks or whatever, and it went on for about a year, and now the situation is still the same. Not exactly the same because we do get paid intermittently, right? And so but it's pretty tough. When you have bills to pay and your family to maintain, it's really tough. But it's gonna change. I'm not gonna stay there forever. I'm not gonna be taken advantage of again. I've learned a valuable lesson. Um, but I'm a bit wiser now. Yeah, I'm wiser now, guys. And but it was a really horrible experience. And now it's still terrible to be doing that. I'm not happy going there right now, but I'm hanging tough, and I'm doing something about it. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Please hit the subscribe button, like and share. Um, I'm trying to monetize this channel. I was very close. I've more than 2,000 subscribers. I did a lot of live streams, and I actually got the more than 4,000 watch hours. And YouTube rejected it. But you know what? I'm a very tough guy. I'm very tough, and I know how to survive. So I just keep going. When disappointed things happen in your life, you just got to keep going. Don't keep your head up, lick your wounds, and move forward. The same way, I have another channel called Circle Fortress, and if you want to head over there and support me, show me some love. So it's Circle CIRCLE number 4 and Fortress. Sorry, Tress. So it's Circle number 4 and then TRESS. Circle off Fortress. I know I messed up the description. So that channel was monetized for a few years, maybe 4 years, and but unfortunately I was demonetized because apparently for reused content. So yeah, YouTube's all over me, guys. But again, I keep going. I know how to survive. I'm a soldier. So guys, stay encouraged, be blessed, stay in good health, and survive. All right. Hope for the best, guys. So take care, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. All right. Take care. Bye bye.